Living Faith family, I know many of you are just absolutely exhausted. And this has been just a tremendously challenging season for us. 2 hurricanes in about 3 weeks. And just dealing with the stress of kind of scrambling to prepare and perhaps evacuate and come back and deal with so much. We had a wonderful time of worship last week as we just really got a sense for God's own character for those who are vulnerable. But saints, this has been just a really challenging season for us. And we need an encouraging word. We need an encouraging word from the Lord. We also just need the encouragement of his presence and his presence through his people. And saints, that is really what's in mind for us this Sunday as we begin this new stage in our Grow in Discern series that focuses on the dark night, which is to say, what is God doing? What are his purposes? What is he pursuing in our problems and our pain? And I think this just providentially worked out this way, that the Lord brought us to this place right at the heels of these storms. But we're going to focus on that this weekend, this Sunday. And we want to really encourage you to come out on Sunday early. We're going to begin at 9:45 with 15 minutes of silence. So this is similar to what we did during our consecration focus, but we want to start by just coming into the sanctuary and sitting before our God for 15 minutes in silent prayer and reflection. And we're going to do that throughout this part of the series for the next 5 Sundays as we focus on what God is doing in difficulty. So this Sunday, we're going to profile that and just talk about the persevering nature of faith inside our problems, why we don't break. And it does not mean that the weight isn't heavy, but by the grace of God, not our own strength and resolve, but by the grace of God, he stands us under the weight of these problems and pains, indeed sometimes persecutions. And so a lot of you have been dealing with health crises, and many of you have lost family members. There are so many different circumstances that speak to the dark night. And so we want to invite you to be here and bring friends and family members, or point them to what we have online as we really contemplate, reflect on, and by God's gracious power to be encouraged by his purposes in the dark night. So we want to see you Sunday at 9:45 here at the sanctuary for a time of 15 minutes of prayer and reflection, and then we will begin our worship service. Slightly different format, very similar to what we normally do, but just going to sit before our God, hear from him as he helps us to feel what he's doing in our problems so that we can look more like Jesus. God bless you, saints. Hope to see you on Sunday.